observation, forming a hypothesis, performing experiments, drawing conclusions. The two students in the last clip have scientific minds. They made use of the scientific method to find out the truth of the matter.
Just now the program showed you how to make use of the scientific method to solve everyday problems. Betty, Charles, will you follow the scientific method to carry out an inquiry into the cleaning effect of these two brands of washing powder and report to me later, okay? All right, have you done it?
Yes, we start with observation. We stain each piece of cloth with oil. We put each piece into a beaker of clean water. Then we add a spoonful of washing powder from each brand into one of the beakers and mix them well. After 2 hours, we examine the stains. We found that the stain in the cloth with the clean water was still there, but the stain on the cloth with the water that had the washing powder had disappeared.
Based on the observation, we concluded that the washing powder did clean stains on the cloth. We then put forward a hypothesis that the Rabbit brand is more effective than the Swan brand in cleaning stains.
How did you perform an experiment to test your hypothesis?
We prepared 2 pieces of stained cloth. We put one piece in a beaker with Rabbit washing powder and the other piece in a beaker of Swan washing powder. We left them for a few hours, stirring and turning the cloth from time to time. At the end of the experiment, we found that the stains on the cloth with the Rabbit washing powder had disappeared.
We then concluded that the Rabbit washing powder is more effective than the Swan washing powder in cleaning stains on cloth.
Miss Chan, in this inquiry, we followed 4 steps of a scientific method and got clear-cut results. Will you give us full marks?
Let me see. You followed all the steps and you got clear-cut results. However, your experimental design went wrong. It isn't fair to the Swan brand.
Why?
First of all, the stains were different in size. The one treated with the Rabbit brand washing powder was smaller. Secondly, you used more of the Rabbit brand washing powder than you should have. Thirdly, the beaker with the Rabbit brand washing powder was larger. Lastly, you stirred a cloth in the water with the Rabbit brand washing powder more frequently. You favored the Rabbit brand in several ways. Your experiment was unfair to the Swan brand, and therefore your conclusion is unacceptable. Think it over carefully and try your best to improve your experimental design. Test must be fair.
Let me see. Okay. I'll try my best to prepare 2 pieces of cloth with the stains of the same size. I'll use 2 beakers of the same size and equal amounts of water in each beaker and use the same amount of washing powder for both brands. I'll make sure that the pieces of cloth are stirred for the same amount of time and in the same way. My test will be fair to both brands.
Exactly. Remember this. Whenever you perform a scientific experiment, you should first identify a variable factor to be tested. Then design an experiment and predict the result. Meanwhile, you should design a control for comparison. The control in experimental sets should be identical in all aspects except for the factor being tested. This will enable you to conduct a fair test of your hypothesis.